Good day, farmers. My name is Erastus Ngaruka. I'm the Technical Advisor for Livestock and Rangeland Management in Agribank's Advisory Services. Today we are going to talk about Veld Fire. So we know normally that these months, especially from the spring months onwards, before the rainy season starts, or at the onset of the rainy season, that's where we have a lot of fire activities, Veld Fires activities. So the Veld Fires can be classified as two. There's that fire that comes naturally as a result of lightning, and there's the fires that we as humans also contribute to by either, we call them planned fires, where we plan to manage our grazing, and then there will also be those that are accidental fires, where probably maybe a car stood by the roadside and the hot metals ignite the grass and so forth, or maybe someone is smoking or next to the dry grass and throw the cigarette butt like that. So those are the different causes of fires. All right, but fire naturally is good because it also controls vegetations. It also burns old materials for the fresh ones or the fresh tillers to come out or to grow. And they also burn seed coats to crack and for the seeds or the seeds to germinate. But again, we have less fires in certain areas due to overgrazing, because one of the fuel for fire to light or to ignite is the grass. So if you have less grass, then you have less fire, and it's commonly known that if you have less grass, then other plants, opportunistic plants, take over. So now fire naturally is good, but then it can be detrimental if it overburns. Okay, sometimes it can also burn property. It can also cause injuries to human beings and even to animals. All right, so it's very important that farmers prepare, especially during this season now, from August onward. The farmers should prepare for Veld Fires. And in Namibia we know how common fires are in certain areas, and to what extent can they also burn and so forth. So it's better to prepare. How do you prepare? Number one, you need to be aware, you need to establish neighbor relations. Now that is very important, so that if fire is burning in your neighbor's farm, you are able to assist, or if they have proper equipment, they can come and assist you. So neighbor relations is very, very important. So, and again, there must be equipments on your farm. You must have equipments. The fire engine or the firefighting equipments can be the rubbers that people use to heat fire with and so forth. The water, especially in the fire tank, there must be sufficient water already, and the fire engine must be tested that it's working or the pump is working, so that in the event of fire, you are certain that you are able to extinguish that fire. So don't start trying to prepare everything while the fire is burning. You might lose out on that one. All right, so when you are busy fighting fire, there must be also some form of communication. You need to establish strategic communication where people are in groups, and there's some constant communication, updating each other on where the fire is heading to, the direction of the fire, or who is where, and so forth, and maybe giving each other's ideas on how to fight and so forth. There must be communication, because if there's no communication, then everyone becomes a leader, and if we have too many leaders at one spot, then there will be confusion, and some people might be harmed in the process. So prepare your fire engine, the tanks, the water must be available, all the equipments must be tested to see if they are really functional at that point in time. And again, you need to communicate with your neighbors. Everyone must be ready. You also need to have fire breaks, these paths or roads along your boundaries or along your internal camps, just to prevent the fire from spreading from one area to another. So it's very important that you maintain your fire breaks constantly. So if it's adjacent farms or opposite farms on the roadsides, make sure that the grass along the roadside is also cut and so forth. If it's camps on your farm, let's say you have 4 camps, 1, 2, 3, 4 camps. So your grazing practices can also help you to manage fire or to contain fire. let's see, the two alternate camps may not spread fire to each other. So that's why, but the adjacent ones next to each other like this, you may need to graze one of them, so that if fire starts in the one that is not grazed, that has grass, at least this one where the grass has been removed, there will be no fire. Or you also make sure that you open your gates in case animals have to, your livestock, cattle or goats or sheep have to escape. Make sure that you have areas of safety on the farm where you can quickly drive your animals to. Yeah, so fire can be dangerous, it's very exhausting. There must be a first aid kit as well for the human beings. You need to make sure that everyone carries a first aid. Everyone should have water also, because you can be dehydrated. It's very an exhaustive exercise. Yeah, and you also need to be fit. And you have to keep up with the rest of the team, and that's why there must be a constant communication. There must be also people or someone who will be monitoring the whereabouts of everyone. Okay, so that is very important. Yeah, fire is good because naturally it has to maintain vegetation types or our savannas, but then as good as it can also be very harmful or dangerous where property can be damaged. And again, around farmhouses, make sure that there's no grass. You clear the grass around farmhouses or around electrical stations and so forth. Yeah, so make sure that there's safety all the time. And also the protective gear that you must wear as a firefighter, they must be proper to protect you as well. Yeah, so when fire burns, it can burn at different intensities, but this can be exacerbated by the moribund materials on your land. Yeah, for example, yeah, if you have a lot of dry grass, yes, then it can burn. If you have a dense grass stand, then it can burn so much. But again, these kind of materials, these dead wood or dead plant materials, like this particular one you are seeing, can also intensify the fire. So fires can run at different speeds given the wind speed, and also can change directions given the wind direction and so forth. So we must be aware of the wind direction and the speed and so forth, and also be mindful of these moribund materials, because sometimes they can overburn also. So if you have more dead materials, wood materials on your land, they will intensify fire. So, and that fire will overburn your soil, it will burn the seeds or the seed bank, and then you might have a problem with regermination of your herbaceous layers or plants, especially the grass. Yeah, so please be mindful of the wind, and also the materials that you may have on your grazing can intensify the fire.